welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me in today's video. So today I am going to be reviewing the Fenty Beauty Foundation. So yeah, I was really excited to get my hands on this foundation, but guys, getting it via third-party resellers in South Africa can cost you 800 rand or more, and I'm really not about that life. So one of my friends went to the UK recently and she was really kind to bring me back one of these babies. So that is how I get to review it for you guys. This is about 26 pounds if I'm not mistaken, and that roughly translates to about, I want to say 442 rand depending on the currency. But yeah, I think that if you're buying it directly from a place that sells Fenty foundation, this is an affordable foundation. It's more or less in the MAC range, but it's very expensive to bring it to South Africa. So yeah, I know pricing is going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but let's just hop into this review. So I am on the Fenty Beauty website, and basically on the actual box it says that it's medium to full coverage for all, it's long wearing, and it's light as air, and that's pretty much all that they say on the packaging, and obviously the shade, and I'll get to the shade in a bit. Basically the description of this foundation on the website is that it's the ultimate photo filter in foundation form. Oh, okay. Born in 40 boundary breaking shades, Pro Filter Soft Matte Long Wear Foundation gives the skin an instantly smooth, pore diffused, shine-free finish that easily builds to medium to full coverage. The oil-free formula is made with climate-adaptive technology that's resistant to sweat and humidity and won't clog pores, so that wherever you are, it's going to work on your skin. Okay. Best of all, this long-wearing, light as air texture is undetectable on skin, so you always look like you, which I think is absolutely amazing. And apparently Rihanna's go-to shade is 340, but she also wears 330, 360 or 370 depending on the time of the year. And if you guys are interested, Fenty Beauty is 100% cruelty-free. Now, I felt like I needed to definitely cover this whole description on the website in the video as well, because I struggled to find my shade, you guys. So I had a lot of trouble finding my shade, you guys. Honestly and truly, it was such a nightmare finding my shade. So initially I thought to myself, I'm pretty sure I'm the shade 330, but then I was like, no, but am I not the shade 350, or am I not the shade 370? So I was searching online, going through so many different channels, trying to figure out what shade I am. And then I saw Deepika Mutiala use the shade 330, and she was like, this is the perfect shade for NC42. And I'm like, oh my goodness gracious me. Like, it can't be NC42 because I'm an NC44.5. So oh, 330 might not work. And then I saw Anushka, who's also more or less the same shade as me, use 330 as well. And then I also saw Sabina Hanan, who uses Milani shade 10, and I was like, she's using 330 too, so I'm pretty sure I would probably be the shade 330. Is the foundation. It comes in a glass packaging. We need to shake it up. And I have used this foundation, I want to say twice. And I thought to myself, if I'm going to be doing a review, I need to do a very in-depth review, because a lot of people are going to be spending their hard-earned money on this foundation, especially because it's so expensive to get in South Africa. Like, and also this comes with 32 mils of product. Now, we usually know foundations come with 30 mils of product, but this comes with an extra 2 mils, which I feel like is a lot, you know. So without any more rambling, let's get into this review. So I'm just gonna pump some foundation on the back of my hand. It is very liquidy. I'm gonna start with one pump. Oh, do you see that? It's so liquidy. Now before I put this foundation on my face, I'm definitely gonna go in and prime, because my skin is very blemished and it's healing, so I have a lot of dry skin, and this is a soft matte formula. So anything that's matte is probably going to stick onto dry patches. So I'm going to go in with my Kiki Beauty Makeup Ready Face Primer. Okay, so I'm just going to take the foundation and just dot it on one side of my face. And I'm going to be using a brush on this side of my face to just blend it in. I really like the smell of this foundation. Like, it's not an overpowering smell, but I really like the smell. I don't know, it's weird, guys, but I really like the smell. So as you guys can see, it is quite a yellowy based foundation, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but like this literally is melting into my skin. So this is what the foundation looks like. I literally only have the foundation on this side of my face, and it's pretty much started oxidizing now. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with another pump of foundation, and I'm gonna use a sponge to blend in the other side of my face. Okay, so you guys can see, like, from where I literally just applied the foundation to this side of my face, that it's looking a little bit light on this side. So this is the color it's going to look like, and then this is the color it oxidizes to. So I'm actually gonna build up this foundation, and I'm just gonna go straight in on my face and just dispense the foundation. And I will say that the sponge definitely absorbs a lot of the foundation, so for me I would definitely prefer to go in with a brush. And I'm gonna go ahead, finish off the rest of my makeup and all that great funky stuff. Okay guys, so this is what my foundation looks like once the rest of my makeup is on. I will say I really do like the finish of this foundation. I feel like once my natural oils kind of come through, it doesn't look too crazy on the skin, and obviously once you put on some setting spray, it doesn't look too dry on the skin. It looks really good. Like, let me zoom you guys in so you guys can see a little bit better. So for me, I feel like it just needs a little bit of time to settle into my skin, probably a little bit of setting spray as well. So yeah, I think the 330 shade is such a beautiful shade. I feel like if you are in between NC44.5 and NC42, then I do think that this is a very beautiful foundation for you. You guys can see how beautifully this foundation blends into my face. I will say I really like the way this foundation sets, especially because it hasn't settled into the creases of my expression lines, it hasn't settled into my smile lines, and yeah, I really like the way it looks. I mean, apart from it clinging onto dry patches, which I feel like every single matte foundation is going to cling onto dry patches, like it's just literally inevitable. So yeah, in terms of the cons of this foundation, I would definitely say if you do have very dry skin, make sure you exfoliate. Or if you do have combination skin, do make sure you exfoliate and you prep your skin really well before applying this foundation, because it does definitely cling on to dry patches. It's a matte foundation, so I don't expect anything magical from a matte foundation, because the matte foundation will always stick to dry patches. I will say in terms of the coverage, I mean, here on my nose, it didn't completely cover up this blemish that I have from a pimple. I feel like you probably could get a really full coverage with this foundation, probably with a sponge, but the only downfall with that is that it sucks up a lot of the product. So but other than that, I think that this foundation is beautiful. It sits beautifully on the skin. It feels very lightweight. I can see some of my oils on my nose and stuff kind of coming through. That's because I have excessively oily skin, you guys. I don't just have oily skin. I have excessively oily frying pan skin. There's a big difference. Nothing mattifying lasts on this face, unfortunately, but I do think that the way it's sitting on the skin is so beautiful. I will definitely say this foundation for special occasions. I think it's very comparable to the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. This is just my opinion. Like, I feel like they're more or less the same in terms of like the shade range and how they sit on the skin, and the fact that they are so lightweight is really nice. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this review. I really hope you guys have enjoyed. Don't forget to comment down below, let me know what your shade is, if you have bought this foundation, or what shade works for you, and what your thoughts are on this foundation if you guys already own it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to slay all day every day with and without makeup, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.